Central Standard Time is 11 o'clock. WLEE proudly presents
Richmond Revisited.
Spirits and goblins, tricks and treats are upon us. The occasion seems to draw out the strangeness in people, most everyone thinking of black cats, witches, goblins, spirits, and those things which go bump in the night.
Our theme is the supernatural, the spirit world. Oh, those tales that we shall relate during the course of our program.
Wasn't always this eerie in the latter part of October, though. Originally, the 31st was a time of vigil, hallowed evening, just prior to All Saints' Day, the day on which the Church glorifies God for all the saints, known and unknown. But the Black Mass has not died, and we now feel its influence on Halloween, as the 31st has been labeled.
The vigil Halloween is associated, in countries where Celtic influence is strong, with age-old custom peculiar to that night. In certain parts of the British Isles, bonfires and fortune-telling like those of Midsummer Night continue. And black magic is not a lost art. Here in America, mumming and masquerading are popular. Jack-o'-lanterns are displayed. Tales of witches and ghosts are told. And in some communities, old superstitions are kept. These pagan survivals of hallowed evening probably represent old Celtic practices associated with the beginning of winter. Among the Celtics were their priests, called Druids. It's from this cult much of the present influence of Halloween comes. Information about the Druids is sketchy, coming primarily from testimony of Roman authors, notably Julius Caesar, and from old Irish sagas.
The Druids were highly ritualistic, apparently centering around the worship of nature and ancient nature deities. They believed in the immortal soul, apparently, for we do know they felt man's spirit departed at death into another, not earthly body. The religious ceremonies were performed chiefly in tree groves, with oak and mistletoe held sacred. They performed human sacrifices and practiced divination and other forms of magic.
It is perhaps through divination that we get the mysterious, the eeriness which has come to be connected with Halloween. Divination is the searching out of the mysteries of human destiny through omens and oracles, signs and portents. It's based on the belief in revelations offered to man by the gods and in extra-rational forms of knowledge. It makes known those things which neither reason nor science can discover.
The ancient and widespread belief in apparitions and specters of dead persons is based on the idea that the spirit of man is endowed with volition and motion of its own. Often, apparitions attached to certain legends or superstitions are considered as premonitions, warnings. They may appear in any form and may manifest themselves to any or all senses.
The most malignant apparitions are said to be those of persons who died violent or unnatural deaths, those with guilty secrets, and those who were unburied or not buried with proper rites. are those who believe the human personality continues to exist after death, and can, in fact, does communicate with the living. That death merely means a change of wavelength for those who die. Communications from the spirit world are said to manifest themselves in psychic phenomena, if not by apparition, then by clairvoyance, trance-speaking, or telepathy, and in physical phenomena, such as levitation and automatic writing.
It is primarily the apparitions and sounds which we concern ourselves with this day. But we cannot lay aside the influence of black magic, of those pre-Christian Teutonic nature cults which practice the philosophy. The histories of Europe and early America are torn with its effects. Those who believe in the power of good and the power of evil within the universe. That all commended in the Bible be evil, and conversely, all that be condemned would in reality be good. Understandably, the church was particularly hostile to the witchcraft and banned the pagan practices. However, its attitude resulted in the spread of witch lore and in an explosion of fear, of mass hysteria and civil chaos. Can any of us forget the persecution of supposed witches from the 14th through the 18th centuries? Salem, Massachusetts, in 1692, was a nightmare.
Do they really exist? Apparitions and spirits, are they real or unreal? Some have valid reasons for believing. Others decline to accept them. Yet in histories of every civilization, there are explicit accounts of unexplained events. And what more fitting time to discuss some of these unusual happenings in and around Richmond than now. Our search has taken us from librarian to historian, from realtor to homeowner, and the accounts we offer are offered with no claims attached. Fact or fantasy? We just thought you'd like to know.
Richmond Revisited continues in a moment on WLEE.